Each year, custom boot makers meet and compete at the Wichita Falls Boot and Saddle Makers Roundup. Some bring boots to enter them in the yearly competition, which has 11 different categories. I recently covered this and the event in a recent video you should definitely watch, but in this video, I wanted to show all of the boots and the boot makers I was able to record at the event. Now, I wasn't able to catch up with some boot makers and others wished not to appear in this video, but I hope you enjoy seeing these 24 boots entered into different categories for the boot competition. Let's start with the Journeyman category for new boot makers who have built less than 15 pairs.
So I'm Jeremy Brown, Wichita, Delaware, Southern Delaware to Axborough. 2 years ago, I took a class with Dina McGuffin. This is my 10th pair. I'm entered today in the Journeyman class. This pair has gray blue bison uppers with a classic McGuffin stitch pattern. So it's a third generation stitch pattern. Modified a little bit for these boots with rough out pigskin, black rough out pigskin, vamps and counterparts.
So my name's Andres Lara. I'm out of New Hampshire, a lot of custom boots, and this is part of the Journeyman entry. This is a Taurus shoulder vamp with an underslung cowboy heel and 14-inch tops with calf, blue calf, 4 rows of stitching, and punch holes for slipping on the boots.
My name's Holly Henry. I entered a pair of boots in the Journeyman here at Wichita Falls. It's my 8th pair that I've made all by myself. It's a pig suede on the bottom and burgundy calf, 2 rows of stitching, and a nice little natural finish on the sole.
These are the working cowboy boot. It's 8 rows of stitching, 1-inch box toe, 1 3/4 heel. This is pig, okay. Yeah, fresh pig, with a baby calf top.
I'm Graham Ebner. I entered these at the intermediate working cowboy boot class. So they're forest green Islander kip tops with 6 rows, and then suntan water buffalo vamps, green toe flower, 12-inch tops, and then rubber sole saver for these.
Big, tall, 15-inch stovepipes. Also, these are all, I do 3/4 welted boots, which are a little bit different than a lot of these are half welted. So you get that nice kind of tight seal right up in there. It's a little bit more of an old school thing. Kind of did a little bit different design on the bottom. I did double scallop on those. These are big, tall, kind of a 2 1/4-inch riding heel. So these are in the working cowboy category, so that's kind of why I put that big, tall heel on there. This is a chocolate bull hide, chocolate goat. This is a style number 110 blucher pattern. I kind of adapted to a stovepipe top.
It's a Havana elephant with a forest green kid skin top. It's got a bone calf collar on it. A little bit of a diamond inlay, just kind of a little accent in there. Little 1 1/4-inch box toe, 1 5/8-inch riding heel with a good spur shelf on it. Kind of did a neat little sole finish on it, something different. Company that sells us some dyes, Orion Dye Company. I use their dyes and shaving cream, and I can mix it all up and then just roll that across there, and it makes a really nice finish.
My name is Vicki Norton. I'm from Robertsdale, Alabama, and I brought a pair of full Alligator brown boots, simple but yet elegant.
Awesome. These are American Alligator. I used 4 hides, 4 8-foot hides. They're about 50 centimeters across. And if you look, it's on the side, they're cut same to continue all the way around. But this is one Alligator, this is one Alligator, same on the other boot.
These boots are in the open dress boot category. The black gator for the vamps and counter, kangaroo tops, 4 rows top stitching, and they're actually made for me, and so they will stay at home when I get there. I don't have any fancy dress boots. This will be the fanciest pair I've ever had.
We brought them to the contest. We hope we can win with them, but it don't look very good right now.
This is matte finish brown Alligator from Mark Staten in Louisiana. The tops are chocolate kangaroo from Charles Harkey leather. That's 5 rows of rice, no longer made walnut stitching, and that's a customer's brand. And this is probably his 18th pair of boots, 19, 20 for me.
My name's Kelly Howell, and this is my very first pair of boots that I attempted and made, completed. So this is also an older blucher boot pattern, kind of a little bit modern with the colors and whatnot on it. It's got a Missouri calf vamp and counter on it, and just a water buffalo top, and it's just kind of a simple stitching on it. No inlays or anything like that, but this is it.
These are in the top stitching, intermediate. We got 7 rows stitching on a pattern I drew. It's a pattern I use a lot. It's a pattern on the boots I'm wearing. It's a pattern on another pair in another class. It's got an 1.25 inch box toe, 1 3/4 heel.
Jarrett Van Kuren brought a nice pair of 16-inch tall red kangaroo topped elephants that are entered in the top stitching category this year. So the stitch pattern is actually a late 60s Olson Stelzer pattern that's modified for the 16-inch top. It was made for a 12-inch since that was really popular at that time. So kind of redrew everything and got it modified to where it needs to be. Elephant, just a super durable boot, nothing crazy, just kind of an old school looking boot.
So these are in the top stitching category. These are made for myself. I designed the pattern for the top stitching.
Yes, my name is Bill Nordan, and I'm from Alabama, and I'm a long boot maker. And these boots were not done as designed. I tried 3 times to do them as they were designed, and 3 times I tore them apart, and the 4th time they went in the garbage bucket, and my wife got them back out of the garbage bucket and asked me to finish them, and I finished them, and this is what I came up with.
Kelly Howell. This is my 2nd pair of boots. Randy Moe has been teaching me how to do boots probably the last 9 months, 10 months. So this is boot number 2. It's a blucher boot pattern, kind of a modern take on it, but it's got the inlays, which were my first time to do inlays. They say 200 steps in building boots, but I think that's a lie because there's way more than 200 steps. I mean, I've done a lot of art, I have a degree in graphic design, but boot making is like a whole nother world, and you kind of get caught up into it and you kind of get addicted to it. But it does take more than 200 steps, I guarantee it, and a little bit longer than what you would imagine.
I'm Bobby Myers. I'm in the Artistry Intermediate. These are my Gene Autry inspired boots that I've made for my wife. She chose the colors, picked out the design.
I'm in the open category for artistry because I won the intermediate last year, so I'm not allowed to compete in that anymore. And this is my entry. It's all inlay and overlay. It's a hummingbird and kind of a steampunk theme that the customer wanted. It's her 2nd pair. Her first pair was dragonflies, very similar. The colors that she agreed to were just awesome, I thought. And, well, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in this, but there's some stiff competition.
So these are kind of a butcher inspired design. That's a butcher butterfly. That's my own pattern I did on it. This kind of nubuck bull hide. I did kind of the red Louboutin type bottoms, a little fancy. I dyed the welt beforehand. I used Orion's calf dye for that. Turned out better than I thought they would.
Jim Brainerd, JB Custom Leather. Got the first time ever entered as a shop boot, which is a collaboration of me and somebody else, and the somebody else being Holly Henry in this case, who is working as an apprentice in my shop. We just put together this boot, which is ostrich leg, smooth ostrich, and a shrunken shoulder Spanish bull hide. Together working on it, I had Holly do the top work, the decorative stitching into that. I did the design planning. Together we did lasting and inseaming. I did primarily the bottom finishing after that. So first time ever to actually make a pair of boots with somebody else.
Shop boot category for Blucher Boot Company. Smitty had done the tops a long time ago, and I did everything else, bottled them out. So that's why they're the shop boots.
These are the boots that I brought to enter in the competition at Wichita Falls, and they were made for my lawyer neighbor at my business. He is creating a living trust for us, and I'm making him boots, and we're doing a trade. And this design I got from Jay Griffith, my mentor, and I tweaked it a little, but it's very true to his vision because it's perfection. He called these peyote flowers. And I love this design. It always makes me think of him, and it just makes me happy. I got this toe shape from Jay Griffith, actually, and he called this the streamlined square. So it's a square toe, but instead of slanting forward like this, it slants backwards, which is great because you don't knock it off as bad. I like a square toe, but I force myself to always wear this one because I'm hard on shoes, and it's just a really pretty toe.
The tops and bottoms are chocolate softy buffalo, and the inlays are just a regular cow, and I mean, pretty basic.
Meet me at the roundup as the summer fades. Put those boots up on the table to judge how they are made. Free from the shop to stop and talk, from fit to stitch without a hitch. So meet me at the roundup for a few gorgeous Texas days.